very excited. I know our players are excited, our staff's excited. We've been working hard at it since we were hired here, going all the way back to this past spring semester through spring ball. We had a great summer of preparation. We've had an excellent training camp. You know, the arrow's pointed up, we're moving in the right direction. It'll be nice to kind of find out, you know, where we're at, because we've just been looking at each other consistently. So it'll be nice to, you know, have an opposition in a different color across on the other sideline. Well, I mean, you hit on some of them there. You know, Nylan Miller Levi's, you know, probably one of the better secondary guys, not only in our conference but in the country. He has the elite traits and skills. Talented player, excellent ball skills. Also is a factor in the special teams in the kicking game as a returner. So, special young man. I think Isaiah Bigby is a key returner for us. He's you know, really the bell cow of our program as far as leadership, and super mature, bright future ahead of him in this game. If he wanted to say he wanted to coach, he'd be a guy I'd hire. He's a special young man, great leader for our program. He's really the heartbeat of our program in a lot of ways. You mentioned Jake Swerple at center. Does a tremendous job. Again, a returning starter, as tough as they come, an All-American wrestler, an emotional player. He's going to give you everything he has, so you love building around guys like that. I think Evan Lovett at running back. Evan Lovett's really gravitated towards, you know, our new style of play. He's a great fit for us. He's a big physical downhill back. You're talking 235 pounds. He can run. He has good feet, good vision. I think he's definitely going to be a weapon. Quarterback's competitive with Dawson McCleary, returning stars, played a lot of football, savvy veteran, really bright, great decision maker, elite arm. Like he can really spin it. Is doing a nice job for us and operating, taking our system and play. And that's going to be competitive. You talk about newcomers. We got a couple newcomers back there. Whether it's Dondre Fair, as a redshirt freshman, as a transfer student. Dondre's going to be right in the mix there at quarterback as well. And then Miles West is a true freshman out of the Houston, Texas area as a running back who's, you know, kind of in that Evan mold, you know, big physical back, 210 pounds. He ran a 10-800 meters in high school, so he's got real juice. And has had a tremendous training camp, so he's an exciting young player to look at. But there's a bunch of guys. Carson Psycho is a returning starter on defense. We probably got more back on defense than we do have on offense, as far as guys that have been out there and, you know, broken a lot of huddles together. Well, I think you know, two of those guys I mentioned certainly. You know, with Dondre and Miles, they'll be out there playing. There's a lot of newcomers that, you know, we had a couple transfer guys that we anticipate playing and playing well. Jack St. Fleur, linebacker, is a talented player we recruited. And Mizell Williams is a safety who will be out there, if not starting, be playing a lot. So again, there's probably too many to name. We don't have enough tape right here, but you know, there's a lot of new faces. You know, brought in, you know, 50+ new faces. It's been highly competitive through training camp. I like, you know, some of the veterans that are doing a great job, and then there's some newcomers that are challenging, whether they're transfer JC guys or high school guys. We have a couple true freshmen that are in the mix on the defensive line and the offensive line, which typically you wouldn't want to be the case, but there's some guys that just really stood out and are ready to go, and so that's a good problem to have. Well, I think they'll see a team that plays with tremendous effort. You know, we're an effort-based program. I think they'll see us flying around and be excited to play. I think they'll see a group that cares about each other a great deal. I think they'll see a resilient group that will hang in there, regardless of what that scoreboard looks like. It might look really good. It might not look the way we want it. But I know they're going to play hard until the final whistle, and that's really the goal, is to show real strides, to be competitive, and then obviously hopefully win. You know, that's why the scoreboard lights are on. Is, you know, we're going to go out there with the expectation to win the football game. Yeah, well, they're a well-coached program. They do a great job from what we've seen. I mean, we're all new as a staff. We had nothing to do with anything that happened here before. We have so many concerns internally that's even hard to focus anywhere externally. You know, we know they're going to have a bunch of determined competitors over there, and we know they're going to be well-coached offensively, defensively, and the kicking game. So we're going to have our hands full. We know that, and we know where we've been and where everyone picked us in the conference standings, which was last. So we know we're digging ourselves out of a hole, and when you do that, we just got to focus on us and play with effort and play good football. And if we can play some good football, we eliminate, eliminate sin, the self-inflicted negatives. If we can eliminate the self-inflicted negatives, play hard, take care of the football, and you'll have a chance. Well, I think I just brought up one of them is, the turnover battle early in the season is always an issue. Whether you got to get some takeaways on defense and you need to possess the ball on offense. If you don't do that, you don't stand a chance. And I think early in the season also the kicking game is always a factor. Who can execute without errors in the kicking game. Early season games are typically, because in college football you don't have the luxury of preseason games like the NFL. In college football, we're open on the conference game one. We haven't, there's no preseason warm up games. So here we go. So I think, but early on, as far as keys to victory, it's usually the kicking game and the turnover battle that'll tell the tale.